Sue, thanks for joining us. When you look at defined contribution plans, how has design evolved?
So from an investment structure perspective, we have seen plans change over time. And certainly as other factors have changed with regard to what the objective of a 401k plan should be, we've seen the investment structure evolve as well. So as defined contribution plans have become more important as part of the retirement benefit, we've seen more investment options be created to help facilitate better investment behavior from participants.
So you've said that the objective of defined contribution plans has changed. How has that changed, or what has the change been?
Well, when we moved from having the majority of folks having a defined benefit plan and having defined contribution act as more of a supplemental plan or a savings plan to the elimination or the reduction of the benefit provided by defined benefit, that left defined contribution with a heavier role to play as it relates to retirement adequacy. So if we really want participants to be comfortable in retirement and get them there from an investment standpoint, the investment structure for defined contribution also has to change.
So as you've looked at plans changing to meet a different objective, a retirement income objective, how has the design changed to meet that?
Well, first and foremost would be the introduction and a heavier focus on target retirement type investments. So really allowing for participants a single investment choice so that they wouldn't have to make investment choices over time, reallocation or a selection of an investment fund. So theoretically, they could invest in one option and get there by their retirement date and successfully fulfill their investment objectives there.
So you've seen this movement in plans focused on retirement income to focus more on target date strategies. So what does a typical defined contribution plan look like today in terms of design?
A typical investment structure from a design standpoint would look like a multi-tiered structure. Most plans do offer some kind of asset allocation fund, whether it be target funds, the majority of our plans do, have some kind of series or a series of lifestyle funds where you've set to a particular asset allocation. That would be complemented by a series of core options, which would include both active and passive options. And then there could have the potential for a third tier, like an outsourced approach where you could do a mutual fund window or brokerage window.
So Sue, as we look forward, what do you see happening with defined contribution design?
From an investment structure, we'll continue to see an evolution. First and foremost, looking from a plan sponsor perspective, tying the investment structure and complexity to the governance and oversight. A heavier focus on the participant perspective, how they're using the plan, what are the objectives, and how are they investing today, and thinking more holistically on how everything comes together from a retirement readiness perspective.
And does that mean more focus on retirement income outcomes or retirement income solutions and plans as well?
Especially as that ties to the objectives of the plan. If the defined contribution plan is the sole retirement vehicle, the expectation is that not only that we would have the opportunity to think about investment behavior through accumulation, but then through post-retirement income solutions that might make sense for participants over time.
How have DC plans evolved in your opinion?
I think the most important way that they've evolved is that we've learned a lot of lessons from behavioral finance. And the most important lesson we've learned is that the average employee in a 401k plan is really not geared to be an investment expert. And we used to provide them with a lot of tools and education and brochures and lots of investment choice. And we just found that people made mistakes. They did poorly. So behavioral finance taught us a lot of ways of getting around things like inertia and procrastination. That's why we use automatic contribution escalation and automatic enrollment and target date funds. These are the type of things that can help people do well almost in spite of themselves.
So advances in behavioral finance or behavioral techniques, that's been one of the main ways that plans have evolved or changed. When you look forward, Lori, what do you see as what's next? What type of evolution may we see in defined contribution plans next?
Well, what we're seeing, and what I've kind of described, is the DBization of the DC plan, where we've learned to create a plan that doesn't need a lot of active involvement by employees. And in fact, other lessons from DB plans are coming into the DC world more and more, and I think it's going to affect everything from fees to the investment vehicles that are used, to the way that people use the plan in retirement. And I think that that's going to be a very important evolution, where we've tackled the accumulation phase quite a bit. But in terms of when people are drawing down from their DC plan, there's still a lot that needs to be done to help that phase of retirement.